Well, hello. How are you doing? I am my body and soul. We are coming to you alive. We are not trying to solicit any kind of information. This is all for fair use. But I did do a reaction. Didn't want to do a reaction to this video because seeing as how that I've been on this process of doing um this awakening, not being a part of the politics of what's been going on. So I decided to do a reaction video. My reaction video is on Black conservative perspective. I'm going to be showing you some videos. I was going to try to do it from my phone here because I'm not able to. I have an old computer cloud and I'm not able to do videos like I want to do. So I'm trying my best to try to figure out a new way. I hope you can hear me, and if not, then I want to hopefully, since this is not going to stay on the stream yard, I'm going to hopefully be able to put this on my YouTube channel. But it's Black conservative, and he's talking about and I watched the video. Yeah, I watched the video because I want to react to it, not a blind react, but a react to it because it seems to me that for some reason they're trying to make it seem like the economy is not important. The economy is very important. We need this money, and we need to have a very good economy so that we can have a future for our children. For some reason, these Democrats don't believe that we should have a good economy, and we don't understand what that is. But I do. From 2019 up until now, I've noticed such harsh times going forward that I decided to change my affiliate from Democrat to Republican. I changed it because I didn't like the way things were looking. It didn't look good to me then, and it looks worse now. I was hoping that we would be able to have a different president or whatever that could make change, but that didn't happen because we voted for the wrong person, I believe. Not we, but some of these people voted for the wrong person. Now, I don't fault anybody for being on a new journey to find out about Democrat and Republicans, but I'm not getting ready to give a history. What I'm doing is showing you a reaction from this video here. And here's part of it. For the Democrats in the mainstream local media, they're freaking out about polls like this that are actually coming from the mainstream local media. With just 3 weeks until the midterms and Republicans slamming Democrats over the economy and record inflation, President Biden tonight trying to amplify the politically divisive issue of abortion rights, urging voters to keep Democrats in control of Congress. Here's the promise I make to you and the American people. The first bill that I will send to the Congress will be to codify Roe v. Wade. But some Democrats fear the potency of that message may be waning. Tonight, a new poll shows 44% of likely voters cite the economy or inflation as the number one problem facing the country, while just 5% list abortion as their top issue. And now Republicans have a 4-point lead when voters are asked which party's candidate they'd support. Yeah, so the mainstream media and the Democrats are freaking out about this reality that their political lightning rod issue that they got after Roe v. Wade was overturned is not really what people actually care about. Specifically, it's not something that women care about
enough. And this is what the genital grifters, who also happen to be the race hustlers as well, too, of the Democratic Party, are so upset about. Genital grifters like Joy Reid goes as far as to say women are brainwashed into believing that the economy / inflation is more.
Now you heard that, ladies. I don't think that any of us are brainwashed into seeing that our bills are higher than what they were, that times are harder than what they were. People are struggling more than they were. You don't have to be brainwashed to know that it's common sense. Who don't know who don't know what's going on now? Right now, there's so many people who don't care about Roe v. Wade that it's really ridiculous. Who cares about whether people are aborting their babies to the point? We don't really care about that. That people want to abort their babies. That's not a concern. What's concerning is high gas prices. What's concerning is not being able to put your child into a good school. What's more important to us is not all this stuff that they're talking about. I could care less. I don't know about you, but I could care less. And we're going to let him talk to us.
And abortion. Take a look. The midterm election is now less than 3 weeks away, and in the final stretch, I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, frankly, this gaslighting of women voters. This message that says, oh, you don't really care about your right to control your own bodies, dears. It's the economy, stupid. I mean, Republicans certainly want you to think that, and the Beltway media is helping push that narrative, with headlines touting recent polls, some with tiny, tiny sample sizes, suggesting that Republicans are surging. The red wave is back. We can go back to our pre-Dobbs narrative because the economy and inflation are the most important issues. The end. Add to that bad faith questions like this one President Biden took in on Wednesday.
Okay, this is going to sound a little nuts, but the fastest and easiest way to make passive online income on Amazon is to never sell physical products.
Just hoping to clarify for midterm voters, top domestic issue, inflation or abortion.
All important. Unlike you, there's no one thing.
I mean, this may be news to Republicans and Fox News reporters, but women are part of the economy. Abortion is an economic issue. Yeah, so genital hustler Joy Reid argues that abortion is an economic issue, basically in the same vein that Stacey Abrams essentially said that abortion is an economic issue, is the solution to inflation. If you're worried about inflation, just kill your babies, right?
So what they're trying to tell us that killing babies will help us in the economy. Okay. What's wrong with these people? What's wrong with these people? How is it that aborting your baby is going to make the economy go up? That's not going to make the economy go up. It's going to make your ability to function go down. Because every time a woman goes and has an abortion, she's got to think about that every day of her life. Then she ends up going to mental health. Then you got to worry about health care. Like, that's not taking care of the wound. That's not taking care of the wound. The cut. That's not taking care. That's not taking care of the bandaging of the cut. So you mean to tell me that you having sex and having a baby is going to affect the economy to the point where the whole world going to feel it? No, that's not.
And if we're going to go with that line of logic, I would suggest if you're single and you don't have kids, do not ask the Democrats what they would suggest that you do in order to help with the cost of living, right? Don't ask Democrats that question, okay? Based off this line of logic that they're using to say that abortion is the solution to inflation. I'm just saying. Those of us who are single and worried about the cost of living, don't ask Democrats what they suggest that you do to remedy that issue. Okay. So that being said, Joy Reid is so upset that women don't care about what she thinks women should care about. That she platformed Eric Swalwell, who allegedly is out here, banging Chinese spies. It's ridiculous ad that suggests that women would be arrested. If you have recites, if you have any problem with your show, stop. All right, guys. So we got to do a follow up on a story that I touched on just very. All right, guys. So as I stated before, the Democrats said
unlawful termination.
Abortion is the solution to that. Abortion is an economic issue. It's the solution to inflation. If you're worried about inflation.
So, Eric Swalwell, if anybody don't know him, let me introduce you to him. He was one of the congressmen who was compromised by a Chinese spy. Okay, he's out here giving her special treatment, giving her all kinds of information, opening up nonprofits, and all these types of things. Okay, he's running for office again and giving us this idea that the police is going to come into people's homes, married people's homes, about them having an abortion and have what you see.
Just kill your babies.
Gross.
About that she platformed Eric Swalwell, who allegedly is out here, banging Chinese spies. And it's ridiculous ad that suggests that women would be arrested in their houses simply for undergoing the procedure. Take a look. A brand new digital ad from Congressman Eric Swalwell, debuting right here on the Readout, presents one possible chilling outcome of our post-Roe future.
You're weird. He is weird. But cute. Gross.
Mary Anderson?
Yes.
I have a warrant for your arrest. Arrest for what? Penal Code 243 violation. Unlawful termination of a pregnancy. You gotta be kidding me.
That is my personal business.
That's for the courts to decide, man. Your medical records have been subpoenaed, and Dr. Landry's already in custody.
No, you guys, you can't just.
You will have to submit to a physical examination.
What? Why?
No one's touching me. Here, turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Now.
Why is this happening? Love you.
We're just enforcing the law.
Elections have consequences. Vote Democrat on November 8th. Stop Republicans from criminalizing abortion everywhere. Protect women's rights and freedom.
Please don't do this. Under his eye.
Okay, now you heard that. Seen that. It's the constant fear mongering for me. Okay, first it was you're gonna die from that thing. Then it's they are coming for your children. How much do they think school boards, all this stuff that they keep coming up with. Somebody else. Y'all gonna keep voting for the same old stuff? Come on now.
Trump is Congressman Eric Swalwell, the Democrat from California, behind that new ad. And Congressman, it's a chilling ad. This is only the second time I've watched it, and it makes my heart race every time I watch it. Tell me about the origins of this ad.
Yeah, currently there are no state laws that would send a woman to prison for having an abortion. But again, don't let the facts get in the way of the narrative here. Joy Reid, of course,
there's no state
did not
law.
ask Eric Swalwell, why in the world would you run an ad like this when there are no laws that actually send women to prison for having an abortion? Don't worry about that, right? Because what they're actually ready to do here, if/when the Democrats lose in the midterms, that they're ready to blame women, right? They're ready to blame women, more specifically white women. And if you don't believe me, just listen to Joy Reid Light, Miss Tiffany D. Cross, basically sit down and talk with a panel of white women, liberal white women, on why white women are the problem when it comes to this abortion issue in America. Take a look.
So I want to kick it off with you because Republican voting white women, like we just talked about, most certainly help pave the way for abortion rights to be obliterated. And white women have narrowly favored the Republican presidential candidate for the better part of 70 years. We just talked about the support for Trump in 2016 and 2020. That was not an aberration. That was a continuation of a long-standing pattern. So why do you think the bulk of this group stays loyal to a party that does not serve their interests?
Well, I think the first thing it's important to understand is that white women are the largest kind of race-gender combination voting bloc. In 2016, they were 41% of the electorate. That's a bigger voting bloc than white men. It's a much bigger voting bloc than black women, black men, Hispanic women, Hispanic men. So I think it's very important to understand that among this huge voting bloc, you kind of have to break it down into subgroups in order to really understand. And the reality is that white women who have been able to enjoy the fruits of feminist progress, who have gotten higher education, who've been able to stay single for longer, who've been able to delay childbearing, who live in big cities, those women tend to vote for Democrats. They do vote in their own interests. What you see on the conservative side, women who tend to vote for people like Donald Trump despite allegations and do in fact vote against the interests of women more broadly, I think is the sense that being respected for being a traditional woman is safer, is better than having to kind of go at it on your own.
This is the reason why so many people are switching, in my opinion. I think it was so disrespectful. You're trying to say that being a traditional woman is safe? That going out and working for a living is the unsafe thing to do? Or it's the hardest thing to do? I'm a housewife. Your work don't stop. I'm up to 2:50 at night in the morning. I have to give my baby treatment at 2 o'clock in the morning. My work don't stop. At least whenever I did work, I got to come home. But unfortunately, when I came home, I was coming home to just my children before I got married. Okay? It was just me. I come home from work, I take care of my kids, I go to work. I had no time for me. What in the world is she talking about? It's safer. It's not safer. It's not easy. It's neither safe or unsafe. It's life. It's what you do. You think black women don't understand that? You think conservative women don't understand that? Let's see what she has to say. She sounds stupid to me.
I think there's a lot of affiliation with racial status. It is part of what grants white women, whether you're liberal or conservative, a large degree of privilege in society. And there are a lot of white women who really want to hang on to that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point.
And this is why I call them the genital privilege, right? Because just like the race hustle, they love telling women who they should vote for or what is in their best interest based off their genitalia, right? Oh,
somebody else
it is in your best interest to vote Democrat, right? It's in your best interest to support the alleged right to abortion, right? And if you don't support us, if you don't support the Democrat Party, then you're not a real woman, right? Listen to how they, went after Amy Coney Barrett, right? They attacked Amy Coney Barrett's womanhood, right? They attacked her womanhood because she doesn't agree with the Democrat Party when she's not a real woman, right? She's actually fighting against women. She's against women. They do this to black conservatives, right? They say, look, you guys, because you don't agree with the Democrat Party, you're not really black.
Right.
In fact, you are the black face of white supremacy. You are white supremacy.
The whole time, whenever I was in 2019, 2020, whenever I was leading toward my conservative views, I had so many of my black friends saying to me, how could you? Why did you? Why? It's you gotta remember, some skin folks ain't kin folks. These are people I went to school with that knew me from church, knew me from life, grew up with me. Skin folk ain't kin folks. I had somebody, that same person said that to me. It hurt my feelings so bad. Because all I could think about is how much I done defended you in every situation you done been through. You, who I look up to, who I thought he gonna have my back by anything I do. Because he's just that type of person. Mm-mm. See, you don't talk the narrative of what everybody think you should do. He cut you off. I got cut off by my family, friends. Guess what? I don't care. Right is right, and wrong is wrong. It is what it is. You don't want to be around me. I don't care. Because I know what's coming. I kept telling people, hey, if you see it's all beside my mama, they explain to me everything, get me nervous. And everything I told them is going to come true. It has come to fruition. Let everybody see.
Supremacists in disguise. Essentially, what they're telling white women, right, who don't agree with the Democrat Party on this issue is that, well, you're not really a woman. In fact, you're being brainwashed. You're being gaslit. Okay? You're being gaslit into believing that the economy is more important than abortion. And you cannot come to this conclusion on your own because it's impossible. It is impossible for a woman to not see this issue as important, right? There are no women out there that are not spreading their legs for every man, having unprotected sex, not using birth control, or that simply are, above the age range in which they actually can reproduce and have kids. No. This issue is near and dear to every woman. And the only logical explanation for why you're not on board with this is simply because you've been brainwashed. You've been tricked. You've been tricked. Okay? And who have you been tricked by? You've been tricked by men. Right? You've been tricked by your husband.
TikTok, maybe. If you use TikTok, you might have seen videos like these.
My husband ain't treat me like a damn thing. My ex, if it had not been for my husband, I probably would be stupid. When it comes down to this situation right here, I had to listen to him and said, let me just research the situation before I have an opinion. Because all I keep doing is listening to what other people are telling me. I can't do that. Let me stop listening to what people are saying. And let me just figure out and say, I'm a myself. And when I read that, and I start researching, and I start to find out, hey, this is not what I thought it was. This man even, he's not racist. He's not trying to hurt us. He's not trying to belittle us. People who secure borders. He fix our economy. People who fix our lives. Baltimore is very over.
Gaslit into believing that the economy is more important than abortion. And you cannot come to this conclusion on your own because it's impossible. It is impossible for a woman to not see this issue as important, right? There are no women out there that are not spreading their legs for every man, having unprotected sex, not using birth control, or that simply are, above the age range in which they actually can reproduce and have kids. No. This issue is near and dear to every woman. And the only logical explanation for why you're not on board with this is simply because you've been brainwashed. You've been tricked. Okay? And who have you been tricked by? You've been tricked by men, right? You've been tricked by your husband. He manufactured something designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of this body. It's the patriarchy, right? It's the patriarchy, right? Women can't come to this conclusion on their own. But let's actually give the Democrats and liberals the benefit of the doubt here. And let's just say, yeah, it is women listening to men, listening to their husband, right? And my rebuttal to that would be, okay, well, that's the case. What's wrong with that? Her husband, and is influenced by her husband. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. In fact, I think that's how it's supposed to be. I think women are supposed to be primarily influenced by their husbands. They're supposed to look up to their husbands for advice, guidance, and wisdom. That's how it's supposed to be. But see, these ultra feminists out here, they don't believe that. And that's why they're so flabbergasted, right? They're so surprised. They can't believe that women don't want to get on board with them when it comes to this issue of abortion. And the only explanation they do, right, in regards to why they don't want to get on board with them when it comes to this issue is that they must be influenced by their husbands, right? They don't have any influence whatsoever over what.
Didn't I just say that? Like, for real. I didn't even hear that part of the video. That part I didn't see. So, I'm saying all that to say this because it's 3 o'clock. We don't have to listen to what these people are saying. They don't have the best interest for us. I'm not brainwashed. I was brainwashed. Not anymore. I got time to this now. With that being said, it's going to end this video. And y'all have a good day.